of about 2,000 vehicles by clicking on our ad at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome in to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make it all possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. And Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. In the studio now, we have Andrew Holsinger, horticulture educator for the University of Illinois Extension. How are you today, Mr. Holsinger?
Hey, we're having a great morning.
We absolutely are. We appreciate you being in the studio with us today. It's an important time with horticulture throughout the state of Illinois now. People are starting to think seeding. People are starting to think about putting their seeds out there. If I'm a brand new gardener, let's talk some best practice. Let's talk about how we do not mess up the initial stages of our gardening and seeding processes.
Well, some people may be a novice to getting seeds started. You still have time if you're thinking about the vegetable garden. For some of those, we like to start with our cool season crops and transition into our warm season crops. So having those seeds started at the right time, maybe we have an area dedicated to our growing space indoors. So having that at the right time, that allows for you to, if you have other things to do with that space, you can transition, but maybe you want to keep growing all year round, and we certainly can do that. So there's some season extension that we could do for putting plants out a little bit early, but we have had some fluctuation in temperature here, and the risk of frost is still imminent. So we look at the frost dates whenever we're thinking about transitioning outdoors. We can harden off seedlings whenever it gets to that point of putting some seeds outside. If the temperature dips down below 35, we'll transition those back in. And so it's kind of a adjustment period so that you get the nice warm temperatures that you have, but the plants don't have an adequate amount of light, even though you have supplemental lighting. Some people miss it on their supplemental lighting. You need about 14 to 16 hours of light. So put those plants, those seedlings on a timer so they shut off. And we have that fluctuation of our seasons. And so here we are, spring's occurring. We're getting into the groove of things, but some people, having that light about 6 inches above your seedlings is a good, keeping that light close so your seedlings don't get leggy. Sure. They tend to, if you've had some seedlings by a window, they tend to lean and they're wanting to get to that light. So you want to keep that light fairly close. You can use the traditional fluorescent lights. Usually a warm and cool bulb will do the effort there for growing, but there is also LED lights that are available. And so it just depends on your growing perspective and what you have affordability wise to set up your growing system in your own home. And it won't be long and we'll be having the effort outdoors. And so thinking about that effort outdoors, there's certain planting times, planting dates. And so we have some guidance on what the ranges are for planting. And so, March 15th is a good time for setting out those crowns through April 15th for asparagus. But we have all kinds of opportunities for growing here in the near future outdoors in our vegetable gardens.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you mentioned the freeze thaw cycle. We've had a lot of changes in seasonal temperature, of course. There's a wide range of dates for planting right there. And you talked a little bit about some artificial light if you wanted to get that 14 to 16 hours of sunlight there. They make those date ranges so long probably because of our crazy seasonal and weather changes.
Well, it's because that you said 14 to 16 hours. That's not sunlight. That's artificial light.
Okay.
So we don't have the capacity, the amount that you get far more with the sun than you do with these. So that's why there's an extension of light, so that a way that you have an adequate amount. Another thing that's sometimes missed in starting your seeds is watering adequately. You want to water sometimes from the bottom up so you don't disturb the seed. And you get an adequate amount of moisture. Then you want that to dry out. And sometimes if you have a cover over your seed, you want to remove that cover, get some air circulating, because there's a disease called damping off, and that disease will pretty much ruin your productivity of growing your seeds. They'll just snap at the bottom of the seedling, and you want to avoid those kind of diseases. So thinking about how you're watering, how your airflow is going, when you're planting, and then your eventual transition outdoors. Most of these will be planted at the level that they are grown at indoors. Your tomato plants, there is some adaptability to plant those a little deeper depending on your conditions, because they put out adventitious roots.
Yeah.
And so those stems can produce those adventitious roots and give you a little heftier root system.
Sure. All of this information and more can probably be heard at the upcoming event at Taylorville Public Library. Is that right?
Well, they are having a plant exchange at the Taylorville Public Library, and they're looking to kick off a seed library program. This is happening this Saturday, March 23rd from 10 to 3. And so it should be a good time for those that are looking to get some gardening going here locally. We can maybe pick up some plants, exchange some plants, pick up some seeds. So just saw that in the community and thought that would be of interest for the community to know about. It's always a good time in Christian County to be gardening. We have about 190 to 195 days. We have a little bit longer in the southern half of the county to have your growing efforts the most fruitful throughout the season.
Wow. A seed library. I've never heard of it, but it sounds like it's going to be very beneficial to anyone wanting all of that information about one specific seed. They're probably going to have verbiage out there for most things.
Yeah, we're trying to work on some signage to have on any community library. We have resources, so we're trying to develop maybe a little toolkit so people can have some of that information available for just that, knowing what to do and when to do it with your seed library.
Absolutely. And I'm looking at a very informative Central Illinois planting guide. I mean, people are going to want this information from all the different things you can plant and grow to all the different planting dates, ranges. Tell us where we can go to find that information.
Well, that is available online. Great. And our website is extension.illinois.edu. And the name of the publication is When to Grow, I believe. And so when to grow, we also want to look at when we don't want things to grow. And so crabgrass, we're in the window. It's getting a little bit later in the window of crabgrass prevention when those soil temperatures get up to around 50 degrees consistently. I checked, and it's about 36.8 at 2 inches bare soil for the soil temperature today out in Springfield. So you think about that, it'll shortly around the corner for those soil temperatures to rise. When they get to that, then you'll see the farmers, they're looking for that 50-degree soil temperature for planting corn. And so, 50 to 60 degrees for planting corn, that's the optimum temperature. And we think about optimum whenever we're growing plants. We want to have the most effort for what we're doing. And so looking for optimum temperatures in your growing environment, maybe add in a warming mat for those warm season vegetables, all kinds of things you can do to make your efforts count the most.
Sure. Yeah. We're speaking right now with Andrew Holsinger, a horticulture educator for the University of Illinois Extension. You just kind of referred to how much information and technology is out there to create the best time, the most optimal time to do these things. Because there was a time when farmers kind of had to do things blind or refer to other farmers in the area. It seems like all of this research-based information, it creates these very, very well estimated outlooks. And that's what you guys do with Extension. You guys are trying to find those optimal areas and temperatures and times to do things. Can you speak on that a little bit?
And it's always expanding. So now we have it's called digital agriculture. And so you have technology with drones and satellites. And I had a question earlier this week about evapotranspiration. And to think about it, like they can get satellite data to determine how much water is being lost from plants.
Goodness.
And so you just think about how technology has changed agriculture. And here we are in National Agriculture Week. And just think about across the nation how much agriculture is going on and how technology has really changed the game on what goes on in agriculture.
I knew about the drones. I didn't know about that satellite technology, but it doesn't quite surprise me too much because it's just moving at such a quick pace there. We have not mentioned enough that it is National Agriculture Week while we're speaking with our horticulture expert here, Andrew Holsinger. But it is time for us to take a short break here as we sit here with Andrew Holsinger, horticulture educator for the University of Illinois Extension. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Steady trade with corn, beans, and Chicago wheat. May corn up 2.5, 441.5. July corn up 2.5, 454 3/4. December new crop up 2 pennies, 476 3/4. May beans unchanged, 1209.5. July beans up 1/4, 1223.5. November new crop 1202 up 1 3/4. May Chicago wheat 546 1/4 up 1 1/4. July wheat up 1.5, 561 3/4. May bean meal 341.60 down 90 cents. May bean oil 48.97 down 3 cents. Livestock market March feeders 250.70 up 45 cents. April live cattle up 7 cents 187.87. April lean hogs 85.05 down 1/4. Energy market May crude oil 80.93. That's down 34 cents. And I'm Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
Join me, Kirby Kasner, every Monday morning from 8:40 till 10 a.m. on the new WTIM Morning Show, live from the lobby of People's Bank and Trust in Pana. Tune in on all of WTIM's platforms for the new WTIM Morning Show from Pana, Mondays from 8:40 till 10 a.m.
Brought to you by our title sponsor, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, your Pana Save-A-Lot, Whiskey Bill Saloon and Liquor Emporium, the City of Pana, and Locked and Loaded Limited.
I'm Jeff Grimmett, Assistant Vice President at People's Bank and Trust in Taylorville. People's Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor Taylorville Junior High School Students of the Month on all of the WTIM platforms.
Hi, I'm Callie Dugnosky, and I'm the 6th grade student of the month. My parents are Kevin Dugnosky, Jennifer Moore. School subjects I enjoy are art and science. This year at TJHS, I am involved in Scholastic Bull and Art Club. After high school, I am considering being a race car driver as a career. And a fun fact about me is I raised a goose from an egg, and it flew away.
Congratulations to these students on this honor from People's Bank and Trust. We put people first every day at People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Craig's Realtors continues to be the market leader in 2023. I'm Steve Craig's. It's a seller's market. If you're considering selling, click on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Find out about all the products and services offered by Dan Rizzo, your American Family Insurance agent in Taylorville, by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make it all possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. We're speaking with Andrew Holsinger, horticulture educator for the University of Illinois Extension. That first half, we talked about seeding and starting your gardens here, and the best times to do that. You can find all of the information about Central Illinois planting on the Extension website. Do you want to read off that website for us one more time, Mr. Holsinger?
Extension.illinois.edu.
Easy enough right there. Now we're going to move on to some great events coming up here for the Extension. We're just going to learn all about them. This is called the Taste of Extension. I love the sound of it. Talk to me about this one.
Yeah, we had a Taste of Extension at our Montgomery County office. So it's going to be coming up here in the spring. We're going to have it in the evening. I believe we have a Lipes lunchbox food truck going to be there. So we'll have Grow Together program to where if an adult and child can team up and learn about growing in raised beds and some general horticulture knowledge. And so the registration is open, and so you can go to our website and get registered and let us know who will be attending. You can have more than one child, or you can have more than one adult, but we at least want an adult to child combination. And so sign up, as I said, is there online, and looking forward to it.
Awesome. Yeah, and all of these can be found online. Go.illinois.edu. This one, it just /grow together. That's a really fun program to get things started with right there. And, the kids and the parents can really understand horticulture together. That's what it's all about right there with Extension. I'm looking at another one right here. Looks like Cooking Up Success. That sounds like a fun one.
Yeah, our nutrition and wellness educator, Lisa Peterson, and Valerie Valesco, our community and economic development educator, are teaming together to show the ins and outs of kind of starting a business with the food production side of things. So you think about cottage food laws and those kind of aspects. So they're teaming together to give that program as well.
What a great combination right there. We're very familiar with both Lisa Peterson and Valerie Belusco. What a great team they are going to be to put this initiative on. That's going to be a really fun one right there. And of course, we cannot forget about 4-H projects. Those are going to be over there.
Yeah, they'll have the ins and outs of 4-H projects, and there's all kinds of deadlines to think about whenever it comes to 4-H and your projects and getting those in on time. And they also have scholarships that have deadlines. So think about those for those 4-H members out there, what those scholarship dates are and project dates and just all kinds of things to think about. The fairs will be coming up here before too long, and be a good time.
So many dates, so many things to keep in order there. If you're a 4-H member, I do not envy your schedule there. You're a very busy person during the summertime. But yeah, that's a really great 4-H Project 101. It'll just give you all the information you're going to need to know. There's going to be activities on the day, of course, with the extension. You guys are always providing some fun things. What kind of pop-up activities are we going to see out there?
Oh, I think they're going to have some hands-on, transplanting some seedlings and activities with the master gardeners and all kinds of good things to happen. So come and check it out. We have flyers available and looking to just do some good outreach to show people what we do in our realm of extension.
Yeah, absolutely. That's University of Illinois Extension with the Taste of Extension. And that's coming to Montgomery County Extension on Friday, April 19th. And that can all be found at go.illinois.edu. That's what I'm reading here. All that sound good to you, Mr. Olsinger?
Yep.
Awesome. So we were just talking about Taste of Extension right there. Talking about another upcoming event. This one's going to be a garden sale with the Master Gardeners, some plant sale here. Talk to us about this one.
Yeah, the month of May is going to be big for plant sales in our county areas. The Christian County Master Gardeners are going to have their plant sale on May 4th at 9 a.m. The day before, the Montgomery County Master Gardeners, May 3rd at 9 a.m., having their hanging basket sale. And May 25th will be the Macoupin County plant sale. They have a wide variety of plants for sale, and they've moved their time back to 8:30 for the start time. So it'll be a good time for shopping for plants. There's also the Illinois Native Plant Society has a plant sale. I believe it's on May 11th at 9 to noon at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. And even if you want to go shopping online at some point, there's plenty of plants out there, and also our local vendors and garden centers. Plants are abounding here in the season to plant.
Absolutely. And May will be a busy month for those Master Gardeners, but what better place to buy your plant than from the source of the Master Gardeners right there? It's going to be a really great day there. And Mr. Holsinger, we're in our last about minute and a half here. Any words for our listeners out there, horticulturally minded, as we're moving in to some important times for planting?
Well, I do have some programs coming up throughout the month of April. I have on April 3rd, Grow Your Own Tree Fruit in Macoupin County. April 10th, voles, rabbits, squirrels, and deer oh my in Montgomery County. Sweet Success of Backyard Berries on April 15th in Macoupin County. And April 24th here in Christian County, Rain Garden Essentials. So if anyone's interested in having these as a Zoom option, let me know, and maybe I could do a hybrid if there's enough interest for doing that.
Awesome. And registration and all the information can be found at the website on the page. Want to go ahead and read it one more time for us?
Extension.illinois.edu/CJMM for Christian, Jersey, Macoupin, and Montgomery County.
Cannot forget that CJMM right there. That was Andrew Holsinger, horticulture educator for the University of Illinois Extension. Mr. Holsinger, thanks so much for taking the time.
All right.
That was once again Andrew Holsinger with University of Illinois Extension. Learned all about horticulture today. Always very informative. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you all for listening.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1